All right, we're up to shelf 11.
Still in the horror movies. We have this one and then shelf 12 and into 13 that is in the horror movies too.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
What's wrong with horror movies? Anyway, moving on.
Okay. We have Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I personally enjoyed it.
I really liked the background that was given on Michael Myers.
Yeah, which most people hated about it.
And Halloween 2, Family as Forever. He is freaking crazy, and he made his sister crazy.
Yeah, it's also proof that Rob Zombie might be slightly crazy because, holy crap, what the hell was with the white horse?
Yeah, no.
I have another question. Why are those up here with Halloween?
There was no room.
Anyway, moving on. I guess we're in the slasher section now.
We have Scream. This is all 5 movies.
Which is not actually 5 movies. It's Scream 1, 2, and 3, and 2...
Still Screaming and Scream the Inside Story. So I guess bonus features?
So they're actually documentaries, and they're like full length. They're both about 2 hours apiece, I believe. Mm. And you can pick that up on Amazon or at Best Buy for like $10. It's a good buy.
Mm-hmm. Then we have Scream 4.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then one of my personal favorites, Urban Legend.
Which, there's like 3 more of those movies, and each one gets more and more different. Like, in Urban Legend, it's not an actual supernatural killer.
No.
By the time the 3rd movie comes around, it totally is. I think it was basically they stuck Urban Legend onto a name, onto a movie.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a decent one. The I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. Kevin Williamson, the same guy who wrote Scream, wrote this movie. He was really popular at the time because of Dawson's Creek. So apparently from going from Dawson's Creek to horror movies. Not a great movie, but not a bad movie.
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. I like how both these movies are filled with what they considered going to be the next big stars. Didn't really happen that way.
Silent Night.
This is a remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Killer Santa Claus movie. There are actually a bunch of these movies. This one looks on it more from the sheriff, not from the sheriff, but the deputy, Jamie King's role. She does a good job. And Malcolm McDowell as just as crazy as Nick Cage and is an awesome sheriff in this movie.
New York Ripper?
Yeah, Lucio Fulci's New York Ripper. The most controversial horror movie ever made. That can be debated because, I mean, hey, we live in a world where cannibal holocaust exists. This movie is a giallo, which is a murder mystery movie added with tons of gore, sex, and sleaze. And the killer in this movie taunts the cops with a Donald Duck voice, which makes it awesome.
Then we have The Prowler.
A very, very underrated horror movie, a slasher movie from the 80s.
Is that the one where the lady in the pink dress is in the pool?
She's not, I don't know if she's wearing her dress, but yeah, that's the one the lady gets kicked in the face as she's trying to get in the pool. Yeah, that's it. In fact, if you watch the end of The Prowler and watch the end of Friday the 13th Part 2, they're almost identical. Like, lady hides under the bed, there's a rat, they wet themselves. It's almost identical. But it's a very good movie. The characters are forgettable, but the kills and the killer are really good.
My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, another remake. It's got Jensen Ackles in it.
Okay, so this one is the remake?
Yeah, that's the remake.
Okay, so then this one's the original.
That's the original, yeah. Yeah, the one with Jensen Ackles in it, he should have been in the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah.
Not Jared Padalecki. They should have switched this. Actually, the only reason I picked this up is for one reason and one reason only. Penny from Big Bang Theory's in it. So, I haven't watched it yet, though.
If you follow the Vampire Diaries, there's Stefan.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either, so. And yeah, I got this one. This is a terrible, terrible slasher movie with a great amount of gore, which is the only thing that makes up for it. Ron Jeremy's in this movie. His part's actually kind of funny. But these are douchebags all the way through, and you just want them to die. And they do, in some very horrible ways.
And then we have Hatchet.
Adam Green's Hatchet. Great movie. The special features on the first Hatchet are just wonderful. They really show the whole process of the movie, from the makeup to them actually just getting funded. And watching him geek out when he's talking to Robert Englund on the phone. Yeah. He truly is a fan, and it shows in the movie.
Hatchet 2.
A good follow-up. Not as good as the first one, to me. Just proving, that old school American horror movies are still great.
Hatchet 3.
Not actually directed by Adam Green, but it was his first cameraman, I believe. From the first two Hatchets.
Got Danielle Harris and Kane Hodder, some pretty big names in the horror world.
Danielle Harris is actually in the second one too. The lady who played that character in the first movie could not come back for some reason. I don't know why.
And we got Maniac.
Maniac. Nice. It's a sleazy 80s slasher movie with probably the best character actor you'll ever see. It's creepy. Critics, when this movie first came out, just crapped on it about how gory it was, how sleazy it was, and how creepy the main guy was. All the things this movie was aiming to be, and they did it right. So the movie got crapped on for being exactly what it was trying to be. Yeah, Elijah Wood, the remake, is actually very excellent. I was very, very surprised. Elijah Wood is creepy. It's not the same as the first one, but well done. See No Evil, starring Kane from the WWE. His real name is Glenn Jacobs. I mean, who else can you find where the only special effects makeup they put on a slasher killer is fake fingernails? The man is legitimately 7 feet tall and weighs 325 pounds. So formidable is what he looks like. Danielle Harris and Catherine Isabel in the sequel. This was directed by the Soska sisters. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I hope there's been talk of a third with the Soska sisters. I hope they come back with it because I like this one.
Rest Stop, Dead Ahead.
Yeah, I have not actually seen these movies, unfortunately. Rest Stop and Rest Stop 2.
Rest Stop, Don't Look Back.
Yeah, I don't know which one comes first. So, another WWE produced movie. This was No One Lives with Luke Evans. This has a really nasty scene where he's trying to find somebody, and so how he does it is he kills one of their guys, and they take the body back to them. Well, the guy he kills was this very large man. He was actually a wrestler in WWE, and he hid inside the man's body.
Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Okay, one of my favorites. It's not
a graphic horror movie, but it's well done, and it's actually very creepy.
Yeah, one of my favorites was the part where he had to do cardio because when the person looks behind, he's walking, but then when they turn around to run, he's running behind them to catch up. Yeah,
there should have been a sequel. A sequel to this movie, but unfortunately, they tried to do a Kickstarter, I believe, and it just didn't raise enough money. I really enjoyed it. It was smart. It was funny. It was actually had legitimate scary moments in it. Even if you know exactly who the killer is, his methods and everything. They show him to you, and then
it turns into the horror movie side, and you're still afraid of him.
Yeah, it worked well.
Mm-hmm. So. Dr. Giggles and Otis.
Yeah, I know nothing about Otis. I've never watched it. I bought this movie this double pack complete for Dr. Giggles. An insane man who uses medical devices and medical knowledge to kill people in a slasher movie. And
Be afraid of your doctor.
It's very well. I mean, it's very good. The guy who plays Dr. Giggles is a large man, and he's got this perfect giggle for it. Mm-hmm. It's creepy as hell.
Also, and it was an early Holly Marie Combs.
Mm-hmm. Piper from Charmed. And she's the reason I know that. This is the Wrong Turn pack 1 through 5. I don't
the
have...
first one was great.
Yeah. I actually like the second one, too, just because it was a lot of fun. After that, though, it just went downhill so bad. I don't even have the sixth one. So, but I picked that up at Best Buy for $10.
Mm-hmm.
Doom, which is nothing like the movie. It's enjoyable.
You mean the video game?
Did I say the movie? Oh, yeah, I meant the movie. Or the video game. But The Rock and Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the fact that The Rock is the bad guy in the movie. He actually turns out to be a bad guy.
You got Stephen King's The Mist.
The Mist. This has one of the most gut-wrenching endings ever. Also brought to you by the same guy who brings you The Walking Dead.
And then the original Fog.
Yeah, don't
Much
bother.
scarier than the remake.
The only thing scary about that remake is the fact that they remade it. It was awful from beginning to end. This is John Carpenter at his best. Great movie. Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. This is Peter Jackson, one of Peter Jackson's movies. Most people don't realize that Peter Jackson was a horror movie guy. Did a couple of low budget ones and did this one.
Before he did Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this has both the director's cut and the theatrical cut. It's a good time. It's creepy, it's funny, and Michael J. Fox is really good in it. Actually, everybody is really good in that movie.
And then we have Harry Potter. I'm just teasing. It's the Woman in Black.
You know what is more unbelievable than Daniel Radcliffe in a horror movie? He actually he's a father in that movie, and that kid is like 5 or 6. You know.
Oh, he's like super young.
He looks super young. And the fact that he's like super short. Woman in Black too. I haven't seen it. We bought it at a pawn shop for $1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then one of my psychological thriller ones. Got Sarah Michelle Gellar in The Grudge.
This is the movie that started the whole Asian horror remake in America. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. The Ring started that trend. This movie really pushed it over the top. It was a huge hit when it came out because it is creepy. It's told in a non-linear way, so you kind of have to piece it together yourself.
What I thought was interesting, the girl, the scary girl coming down the stairs, she actually did that. That wasn't just, makeup for the scene. She actually did it. It was creepy.
Yeah, kind of a total ripoff of Exorcist, but still creepy. John Carpenter's newest movie, this is The Ward. I haven't watched it all, unfortunately. It's got Amber Heard and Danielle Benaber, who is Caitlin Snow, right, off of Flash. Is that her?
Okay.
So, she also starred in the Friday the 13th remake.
And one of my favorites, Jennifer's Body.
I've really enjoyed this movie, too.
Megan Fox.
It's a lot better than Juno, which was written by the same person as Juno. I thought it was better than Juno, because I hate Juno.
I liked this one. I liked the way that she just started eating people.
That doesn't sound weird at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Scream Factory's release of Night of the Demons. This is a good movie. Again, I say good movie. It's teenagers having a party at a haunted house. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's fun. Really fun.
It is fun.
And then we have the remake with Shannon Elizabeth and Edward Furlong, who, if you don't know who Edward Furlong is, like certain people, that was John Connor from Terminator 2. This movie is not as good as the original at all, but just to see a fat John Connor running around away from demons was worth it. Speaking of demons, we have Dario Argento's Demons. Dario Argento presents this movie. This is a Lamberto Bava movie. This is a great movie from beginning to end. The soundtrack is awesome. There's a guy on a dirt bike with a samurai sword killing demons in a movie theater. Yep. Check it out just for that.
And then we got My Soul to Take.
Yeah, this is a Wes Craven movie. But it's weird because it's basically Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 without Freddy. It's the soul of a serial killer is trying to come back through one of these kids that was born the same night he died, which is kind of the same plot as Nightmare on Elm Street 2, a movie that Wes Craven didn't like. We'll start there again. All right. We have The Last Shift, which is surprisingly well done. It's just one person alone in an old building for 90% of this movie. Rookie cop, all she has to do is sit there and for the last shift of this police station. Things just start getting bad, and it gets worse and worse and worse. But you don't know, is it real? Is she crazy? Surprisingly well done. Really creepy. I really enjoyed it. Good movie. Again. Anthony Hopkins in The Right. He phoned this one in pretty hard. But it's Anthony Hopkins. He's creepy. Sorry. The man could be creepy if you read the phone book. So we have a 3-pack of The Possession, Cabin in the Woods, and Sinister. I got this for Cabin in the Woods and Sinister. I haven't seen The Possession yet. The Cabin in the Woods is really good. Again, it's all those slasher movie or horror movie tropes that you see, and they just kind of turn them on their head a little. Definitely check it out. That's a fun watch. Evil Dead, classic Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell movie. Lady gets raped by a tree in that movie. Something they didn't bring back for the sequel, which is good, because Evil Dead 2, which I think is a much better movie. But it's a lot of fun. You can't help it. Yeah, I got 2 copies of it.
Different cover.
Different cover. The other one's the 25th anniversary. You can never have enough copies of Evil Dead. Or Army of Darkness.
This is the Screwhead edition.
Yep, which has the director's cut on it.
Oh, and it's a black case.
Yep. Actually, I did that. I don't know where I got the black cases, but I had like 2 black cases. And this is the Scream Factory release of Army of Darkness, which has 4 cuts of Army of Darkness. It has the US version, the international version, the director's cut, and the TV version on it. So, like I said, you can never have enough versions of Army of Darkness. And then we have the remake of The Evil Dead. They skipped the comedy and went straight for a creepy horror movie, and it works very, very well. Is the case a little short for the box?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, this is the black case, and I know where you got it. It came out of one of the Lord of the Rings, because the 3-pack part was broken inside, but you could still use it as a single. So,
good choice on my part. Silent Hill.
Creepy.
Yes, this is a creepy movie. The town they based it off is Centralia, Pennsylvania, with the ash raining down. The person who did this movie loved the video games, and it shows. They put so much attention to detail in having things from the game right with things from the movie. So, well done.
Silent Hill 2, Revelation. Yeah. This person was on crack.
Not as well done, unfortunately. I think it was just to try to cash in on the name. So,
yeah.
It wasn't as good.
It was trippy. I got Deliver Us from Evil.
Never seen it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yep. Haha. From Beyond, H.P. Lovecraft. This movie is insane. Scream Factory release. Outstanding movie. Great special effects. Jeffrey Combs. And check it out if you can. And yeah, Simba's snoring again.
He's kind of squeaky.
Oh, he squeaks.
We got The Reanimator.
Yeah, which is also another H.P. Lovecraft movie. With, again, starring Jeffrey Combs. He's such a dick in that movie.
Okay, and we have Saw, the complete collection. This has all of the movies.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say about the Saw movies. The first one was, the big shocking moment. And they tried to do that with the first three, like the shocking moments at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became more about the gore. Not saying that 4, 5, and 6 weren't good. Didn't have their moments. But it started to fall off bad. We have The Collector. And I don't really know what to say about it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I actually liked The Collection better than the original. So, yeah, from the guy who did the 4, 5, and 6 of Saw. Now this is the Soska Sisters, American Mary with Catherine Isabel. This movie's messed up. Really messed up. Body modifications, gory, but fun. And
the Soska sisters do a really good job.
And the funny thing about this is I was looking at buying this on Amazon for a long time. It's always like $15, and I'm cheap. I don't want to pay that much. I lucked out, and we found it at a pawn shop on the shelf, or on a cart that they hadn't put out yet, and they gave it to us for like
$2?
Yeah, $2 or something, because they hadn't put it out yet.
Mm. And Smash Cut's got Sasha Grey in it.
Yes, I want to say, it's got an appearance by Herschel Gordon Lewis. This movie's weird. It's about a guy making a low-budget horror movie, and he can't afford the special effects, so he finds that using actual body parts and real blood works so much better. So, if you've ever seen the movie and thought, oh my god, that's a terrible movie, it was poorly made, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be made badly.
Mm. And then one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
We got The Devil's Rejects.
Don't own The House of a Thousand Corpses, but we do own the sequel, Devil's Rejects. This was Rob Zombie at his best. I like Rob Zombie movies, and this is the great movie. This was one of my personal favorite movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
Chemistry between the characters, the way he twists the story so you actually feel bad for the most vile human beings on the planet.
Yeah.
So.
And then the last movie on shelf number
11
is The Lazarus Effect.
which I haven't watched yet.
Nope.
Me either.
But that's it.
Yeah. Olivia Wilde movie.